hai già vinta la causa. Cosa sento? In quel laccio io carea. Elfi, io voglio tal modo punirvi. A piacer mio la sentenza sarà. Ma se pagasse la vecchia pretendente, pagarla in qual maniera? E poi vi Antonio, che ha un incognito figar ricusa di dare la nipote in matrimonio. Coltivando l'orgoglio di questo mentecatto, tutto giova un raggiro. Il colpo è fatto. Vedrò mentre io sospiro, felice un servo mio. Vedrò per quando amore unito un viglio oggetto in me resta un affetto che per me poi non ha, e per me poi non ha. Vedrò mentre io sospiro felice un servo mio. Vedrò che a me l'intio desio e il posseder dovrà. Vedrò per quando amore unito a un viglio oggetto in me resta un affetto che per me poi non ha, che per me poi non ha. Vedrò, allò, lasciarti in pace, non può questo contento. Tu non nascesti audace, tu non nascesti audace, per dare a me tormento e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già l'esperanza sola nelle vendette mie quest'anima consola e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa. Ah, lasciarti in pace non vo questo contento. Tu non nascesti audace per dare a me tormento e forse ancor per ridere di mia infelicità. Già l'esperanza sola nelle vendette mie quest'anima consola e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa, e giubilar mi fa.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Bravo. Angel, let's go directly to you since you got to choose.
Okay, wow. Well, Andres, bravo to you, sir. Lovely voice. Thank you for that. I'm not going to say anything about your vocal presentation or anything with your aria choices. I'm only going to encourage you to have a little bit better lighting. And when you sing, I would like to let you know that when you move too far back, we sort of lose you in the shadow. So if you can come a little bit closer and just sort of maintain your space closer to the camera. And that's really all I have to say. Bravo to you, though. I loved both arias.
Fabulous. Thank you. How about Joe? Over to you.
I was so happy listening to you. I agree with Angela. You're a little far back there, but wow, you're so deeply musical, and you phrase everything, and you love the words, and you love the music, and it's great. I just, in a position like this, we always, it's like, well, what can I do to fix it? You don't need to fix anything. You just need to get a lot of work and have a nice long career, and it's fantastic. Bravo.
Thank you.
Yes, I love that. I love that, Joe. Thank you. Peter, how about you?
Absolutely. Hey there. How are you, Andres?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good to see you. You have an absolutely magnificent instrument, and just a joy to hear. You are incredibly musical. Now, I applaud you because that aria from Pearl Fishers is very difficult, challenging musically and challenging with tessitura and stylistically and everything. I loved so much of what you did. Be careful of that climactic high note. It didn't go where you wanted it to go. It wasn't grounded and it wasn't in the pocket. Therefore, even descending off of it to end the aria became anticlimactic because there wasn't enough breath to finish what you wanted to do. So the secret, of course, is what we've been talking about all day, breath support. But the problem is during auditions, our nerves. So it's figuring out how to deal with our adrenaline. I've talked about this all day, so that we can no longer fight the adrenaline of performances and auditions, but welcome it and use it. The problem is a lot of the middle stuff that you sang. I love your top, I love your upper middle, and I love your bassy bottom. Your middle voice, I feel like you're not supporting it as much. And I feel like a lot of singers feel that when you're singing softly or singing in your middle, that you don't need to sing with as much energy. Well, even if you're singing a B flat pianissimo and you're a soprano, it needs as much energy as a fortissimo, B flat fortissimo. Having said that, be aware of your middle, especially your lower middle voice, and attend to it with the luster and colors that are right above it and right below it, and meet them together. I'm not a voice teacher. I'm telling you of what I hear. I love the sense of legato. Your legato is delicious. It's like pudding. It's like butter. It sounds like, like as Barbara Streisand would say, like butter. I'm serious. I'm serious. Your legato, the whole time I was thinking legato, legato. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Bravo. Great to hear you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Peter.
Right. Yeah.
I swear to God, Peter, you and I have the same brain.
We're separated at birth. You know, we realized
we
we met each other. The day we met
We're
each
like
other.
Siamese twins that are connected over here at the brain.
Yes, yes.
I was going to tell Andres exactly the same thing. Sweetheart, you got to turn that high note before you get there. So you got to release into the breath, turn the high note with the lowered larynx before you start it. So open the hole first, open the throat first, lock the larynx down, activate the cricothyroid, and let it come out. Support it with breath underneath. It's just because you didn't prepare it first, that's all. But now you've done it once in an audition. Now you know what happened. Now the next time you do it, you will not be nervous to do it. You'll release the body, you'll release the throat, you'll release the larynx, and you'll go, and it'll be spectacular. But I totally agree. Just the one note, right? But it really, you sound fantastic.
Gorgeous.
And the amount of improvement that I am hearing from when we heard you, gosh, when did we hear Andres? The second week with David Lomeli? Was that when we heard him, Ryan? Andres, is that who you sang for David, right?
David.
The amount of improvement since then is astonishing. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today. And Melanie, thank you for your amazing playing again, sweetheart. And we are looking forward to hearing you on our young artist class next week. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's move on to Marija. Marija Jelic, are you there? Can she hear us? Oh, she's in the waiting room, Ryan. Can you let her in? Wonderful, wonderful. Marija, I just met a girl.
Oh my God!
Oh, we're the same brother. We're the same brother.
In the same key. Wow.
Oh my gosh, I swear. What the competition we were judging was the Vienna Summer Music Festival.
Vienna.
And we literally had the same comment about every single
For 3 hours. You would look at me, you would look at me, and I would look at you. We'd go like that. And we had just met 3 hours before.
It's true. It's true. Okay, Marija, are you there, honey?
Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. Marija, you're joining us from Serbia, right?
Yes, hello from Serbia. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for being here with us. Okay, tell us what your tech is today. What are you using over there?
I have lights in the whole room. I have a Dell laptop. I have HD camera 1080 pixels, and mic is involved in that, so that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, let us know what you'd like to start with, and we will go from there.
I would like to start with Pace Pace from Forza La Destino.
Wonderful. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. Amazing. Brava, brava. Can you tell us what the rest of the list is after that? My goodness.
Yes, I have Liu, Signora Ascolta, I have Mi chiamano Mimì, I have Giuditta, Meine Lippen sie küssen so heiß, and I have Un bel di vedremo from Butterfly.
Wonderful. So I'm going to let Joe choose the next piece. And could you also introduce your pianist? Because I hear you have a live pianist over there, which is so wonderful.
Yes, I have, this is Maestra Anna Zorana Brajovic from Belgrade State Opera House.
Thank you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Joe, would you like to pick the second one?
Yeah, and it's not what I'm supposed to pick because, of course, we want to hear her sing softly and vulnerable and all that. But I'd love to hear a verse of Meine Lippen sie küssen so heiß.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Do you want to just do the second half with the high
In
note?
Meine Naderdri.
Yeah. Thank you. amazing. You
Terrific.
are a star. You're a Stella. I love it. I love it. Joe, let's go directly to you since you got to pick that.
Okay. That was very gratifying. Thank you for doing that.
I love it.
So you have so much strength, and that's really exciting, Marija.
Thank you very much.
But then sometimes you have these tender moments, which is just enough to know, that you're human, and all those characters, even though we want them to sing big and sing beautiful, we want them to be human, and you humanize them. So that's really nice. And both pieces are so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were in Vienna singing this thing, would you do it differently, knowing the love of the public for schmaltz and a kind of more sensual way of singing? Do you know what I'm saying? The style of doing Viennese operetta with
With that dancing.
Yep, the dancing thing is great, and your voice is great, and your approach is great. But I've heard, I conducted in Vienna for about 5 years, right? So that's why I love this music, and I love the way you do it. But I know that if anybody in Austria hired you, they would say, "Ja, Frau Jelic, can we have some more jetzt mit Schmalz?" And I'm just wondering if that style is known to you.
Yeah. Completely agree.
It is, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's great that as artists we can do things in different ways, and the way you do it is totally valid. But I know that you would get asked to do it in a different style somewhat. That's
Of course. I can do that. Yeah.
You can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'm thrilled to hear that. Anyway, it's wonderful to hear you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All the
Joe.
video aspect of it, the tech aspect of it is great. You have a good setup there.
Yeah, it looks
Thank
really good. It's clear too, which is nice. How about Angel? Over to you.
Maria, brava. It's 10 o'clock in Serbia, yes?
It is. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
so-
Yes.
Wow, brava to you. I don't sing well at 10 o'clock at night. I'm usually tired and ready to go to sleep. So brava to you, lovely. I want to just, one thing that stood out to me, there are two things. I love your setup as well. I've done, I don't know how many virtual concerts I've done now. I'm getting ready to do another one. And I've worked with some of these virtual concerts, they have a director, and the director, you have a rehearsal, and the director will say what they like, what they don't like about the background. And so that's why I'm trying to give all of the singers today just some of the things that I've been told with the concerts that I've done.
Thank you.
To me, your background is great, but it's a slightly bit distracting, only because there's so much stuff on the bookshelf, and there's a painting up here. So I'm suggesting to all of the singers to make yourself the center of the focus. The center of focus for whatever virtual thing you are doing, if that makes sense. I hope it does.
Yeah. Completely.
So yes, so if you have, I do like the blue that's in the background. If possible, if there's another space that you have that you can just do that, or if you can put a curtain up or something, it just takes the busyness away from the background and focuses on you, beautiful woman that you are. You are a dancing arm soprano, if I may say that, if that's okay to say. And we all have something that we do. If you watch me sing, sometimes I sway, and I've been on stage with people and they'll put their hand on my shoulder so that I'll stop. So I would like to encourage you, if you have the ability to record yourself, as Peter said, of course you want to hear what it sounds like, but you also want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
So do record yourself and notice how you're doing your arms. Notice that sometimes you go like this, and and it's great for certain moments, but I think doing it so much can be distracting, and it can take away from your sound, from your voice. And you do want to make sure that no one is looking at what position you're holding your arms in, and that they're paying more attention to your wonderful voice. So I hope that's helpful to you. Brava to you. Thank you for staying with us so late in the evening in Serbia. What a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you,
Angel. How about Peter? Over to you.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you.
I was thrilled to hear you. I have to tell you, that Pace Pace was very exciting, and I'll tell you why. You were like a painter with your voice. You just gave us color after color after color and surprises and piani when we didn't expect them and fortissimi being held with such beauty. You kept your support going. You're such an exciting singer, but also the intimate aspects of what you do are just as exciting. I've been listening for the past few days. Zinka Milanoff is one of my favorite singers, and she was a leading soprano of the Met for 30 years. But a soprano that also sang all of her rep at the same time was a Romanian soprano named Stella Roman. And I've been obsessed with her. On YouTube, there's around 10 of her Met broadcasts. And you remind me of Stella Roman. The voice has a beautiful, luscious vibrato. She has gorgeous high piani and an ability to hold the higher notes. And even on descending phrases after top notes, you made sure to keep the pitch up and to keep the voice phonating to the end of the note of the phrase. That to me is the difference between a good regional singer and an upper level singer, a top level international singer. And hearing you do this, this is what gives us all the listeners hope for the future, for this art form that I feel will keep going for another 100 years. We're in a little bit of a glitch on Earth right now, but it's going to go away very soon. You are a very exquisite singer. I want to hear you sing Yaroslavna. I want to hear you sing Trovatore. I want to hear you sing It Is Midnight from Peak Dam. I want to hear you sing Tosca. You know, there's so much. And some of the higher Strauss, maybe even the Empress. You know what I'm saying? You are a very exciting singer, voice, and artist.
Thank you very much.
Totally,
This is
totally,
very helpful.
completely agree with our twin brains again.
Twin brains!
Love it. Maria, thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Thank you. And thank you to your wonderful conductor and colleague, pianist over there. You guys really gave us a beautiful audition and performance today. So thank you. Go to bed. Thank you for being with us
Thank
so
you.
late.
Thank you.
So much, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Let's move on to Miss Mikayla Sager. Mikayla, is she with us? Do we have her?
We do. She's in the room.
We do. Yes.
Hi.
Hello, Mikayla. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Oh, hi, Brian back there. Brian Wighorn from the Metropolitan Opera.
Brian.
Thank you for being here with us today. Okay, Mikayla, talk to us about your tech that you've got going on over there. You got a good setup, it looks like.
Sure. Yeah, I have a nice bright ring light. I have a Logitech webcam, which is actually what I'm looking at right now. So if I'm looking a little to the left, it's because I'm looking at my MacBook, which you are plugged into. And then I have an Sennheiser MKH20.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, please let us know your first piece and we will get started.
I'm going to sing Per Pietà from Mozart's Così fan tutte.
Wonderful.
E porte, senti, a no, portior si lasci, si tolga i sguardi miei, l'infausto getto della mia debolezza. A qual cimento il barbaro mi pose, un premio è questo,
Great. Thank you both so much for that. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
We don't have a ton of time to hear a second piece. However, I would like to hear something else, maybe just a short little section of something. So can you tell us what the other arias are?
Sure. I have the Jewel Song and I have Tu Punishimi. I'm working out a couple of changes with my other two.
Okay. Can we hear just a little bit of the Tu Punishimi? Maybe the scampar da fatto estremo until the end?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep.
Do you want to start right on it, or?
Maybe one bar before we break. Yeah, that's good.
Chi
Signor, non lasciarmi abbandono, non lasciarmi abbandono, no, Signore, non lasciarmi abbandono, non lasciarmi abbandono, oh mio Signor, non
Brava, thank you. Beautiful. I'm going to go to Peter first.
I am. Well, first of all, hello. How are you?
Hi, nice to see you.
Both of you. Fantastic to both.
Yes,
of
thank you. Both, yes.
You have such a fan-freaking-tastic voice. Now, that's because this is G-rated. I said fan. Got it? Now, normally, I'm not known to be G-rated. No, I'm kidding around. I have to tell you, all kidding aside, this is a stunning instrument, but it's, for me, a great instrument with an artist that can't play it. You play your instrument. You sing with style, with flair. It is absolutely classy and elegant and beautiful. How many times have you been told you sound like Eleanor Stever?
Twice.
Have you listened to Stever with your Mozart and everything? I mean,
Yeah, I was supposed to do Countess this summer, and I listened to her.
you listen to her. I mean, Stever was considered the greatest Mozart soprano of the entire last century. Bruno Walter gave her his baton and said, greatest Mozart singer. You really remind, I mean, again, hearing all of you great singers today just thrills me and confirms that opera will be going on for a very long time. I love your singing. Now, be careful with Louisa Miller. I've just been saying this with everyone. With some of these pieces, it's a bear of a role. I'd love to hear you sing the Bocca Negra aria.
Agree.
See,
Agree.
that's the way, with your kind of voice, which is full lyric, Louisa is surprisingly tricky and stamina busting. Not to say that you didn't sing it exquisitely, you did. But I would like to hear you sing the Bocca Negra and the Salce, Salce, Ave Maria first.
Yes.
But having
Great.
said that, please hear me and make sure you understand. I think you are a world-class singer and a very classy and elegant lady, artist, singer, and performer. And thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Angel, over to you.
Yes, Mikayla, lovely, really beautiful. I was especially stunned at the amount of composure that you have in the Mozart, because it's so super exposed and your voice is so connected throughout the entire piece. I really appreciate that. From one soprano to another, I have to say, I applaud you, because that's not easy to do, but it's so beautiful and it's lovely. As I said earlier, I'm going to stick with how things are looking. And the only thing that I would say that sort of annoyed me throughout the audition was just the microphone. So I'm not sure what the microphone's place is, if it is actually, if that is what we are hearing you through. But if possible, maybe you can move it down, because I found myself, I mean, that this is just me watching, a little bit distracted by the microphone. So if possible, maybe you could just lower it. Would that affect your performance at all? Would that affect how we hear you?
It's supposed to be, it's an orchestra mic, so it's supposed to be like relatively close. But
Okay.
it's definitely something that like I'm not used to it. So I was probably standing in front of it more than I hopefully will in the future. But I think
Yes.
that if I moved it down, it should be fine. It's
Yeah.
an ambient mic, so it should, this room is pretty live. So
Yes.
hopefully it'll capture.
Okay, great. I also use an ambient mic. So if you can move it down, then it will definitely pick up the sound. But that's just something I'm actually telling everybody things that I have been told as I'm doing virtual concerts and such as well. So that's my only thing to say, but bravo to you.
Thank you, Angel. Joe?
I haven't much to add. I thought that was the most beautiful Per Pietà. I was drawn into every phrase that you sang. And then when I thought, here comes the hard part, it wasn't hard. I mean, you sang that with such ease and grace and expression. And Tu punisci, I agree with Peter. It's on that border of spinta that it doesn't mean you can't sing it. It just means maybe not the first thing you want to rush out and do. But Louisa Miller doesn't get done that much anyway, so it probably won't be a major issue. But beautiful, beautiful, expressive singing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mikayla. It's absolutely beautiful. And thank you, Brian, for playing for us today. We're so happy to have you. I totally echo what Peter has said as well. I know you're a bel canto girl. We met each other actually at Teatro Nuovo, and I know you want to sing some wonderful bel canto in that package. Maybe find something else besides the Tu Funiscimi and then add a Verdi, add the Bocca Negra, or like Peter said, the Desdemona, because you have that color in your middle voices. Just love it so much. So something that actually like emphasizes that color, one of those, beautiful Verdi full lyric soprano roles would be amazing. And then maybe something else for the bel canto stuff, that moves, and because I know you love that stuff too. But fantastic, beautiful, beautiful Mozart, really fantastic. And I love that dress. I want that dress. It's so cute. It's so cool. Thank you guys so much. You were wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Let's move to Irena Tiran. Irena, are you there? Is she with us?
Joining.
Oh, that's a pretty picture. Is she here? Irena. I see her name. She just needs to be unmuted. And
I'm trying to find. Okay.
I found her.
You did. Thank you.
No worries. I found her. Irena, are you with us? We need to still. How is she?
Muted.
I see. Irena.
The host muted me again.
There she is. We got you. We got you. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for invitation.
Thank you. Can you tell us what tech you're using today?
I'm using Sound Project Phantom and a laptop.
Wonderful. Thank you. Let us know what you would like to sing for your first piece and we'll get started.
My first piece is The Rape of Lucretia, aria of Lucretia by Benjamin Britten.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And at the piano, my colleague Irina Milivojevic.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us.
I find its purity apt, and that its petals contain woman's pleasure and woman's pain, and all of Lucretia's shame. Give him this orchid, and to him a Roman harlot send it, and tell him to ride straight to her. Tell him to come home. Oh, 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 oh. Wait, tell the messenger to take my love. Yes, give my love to the messenger. Give my love to the stable boy and the postman too. And hurry, 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 hurry. For men love the chaste Lucretia. Thou in pretty day, flowers alone are chaste, for their beauty is so brave. Yet for their love and storms, dear thief, women bring to every man the same defection, even the loves they brought by vanity or flattery. Flowers alone are chaste. Let the peony show my grief to hide my shame and be my wreath.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that. Can you tell us what the rest of your audition list is?
Yes, I have Una voce poco fa, Rossini. I have When I Am Late, aria of Dido from Purcell. Then I have Orlowski, Fledermaus, Ich lade gern mir Gäste ein. And I have Niklas from Le Conte of Man von Offenbach.
Wonderful. Angel, I'm going to go to you for this one.
I actually don't know. So I think someone else should choose.
Peter? We'll
Second verse of Orlovsky, please.
Okay.
Is that okay, guys?
First or second?
Second.
First.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Angel, Joe, you're okay with that?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Ja, samo prvi tale mi daj, prvo besedo mi povej.
Wenn ich mit anderem sitz beim Wein und Flasche leer, muss jeder mit mir durstig sein, sonst werde grobig sehr. Und schenke Glas um Glas ich ein, und ich nicht Widerspruch. Nicht leiden kann ich's, weiß ich rein, ich bin nicht hab genug. Wer mir beim Trinken nicht feiert, sich zieren wie ein Tropf, dem werfe ich ganz ungeniert die Flasche an den Kopf. Dem werfe ich ganz ungeniert die Flasche an den Kopf. Und fragen Sie, ich bitte, warum ich das denn tue? Warum ich das denn tue? Sie ist mal bei mir so sitte, chacun son goût. Sie ist mal bei mir so sitte, chacun son goût.
Fantastic. What a fantastic actress you are. I absolutely love watching you. Thank you so much. Let's go to Peter first since he chose that.
The reason I wanted that is I believe the key, one of the keys to getting your career going where you want it to go is to find a better starting aria. And if you find your best starting aria, you can use that sometimes for years. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what you're singing for. And to me, I got more out of what you just did in that one verse than the entire Britain piece. That is a piece I believe that works better when someone requests it after you start with something a little more familiar and a little more that works better for you under nerves, when you're nervous. You are a wonderful actress, and I do love your voice. I love the top, I love the bottom, but I do want you to start thinking about your middle voice more. I don't want you to you started to do something that I call crooning, which is something that pop singers do. You were crooning in your middle voice, and you don't need to. And I don't mean that to be offensive or upset you. I mean it to empower you. I want to hear your lower middle and your middle. Yeah. I want as much energy and as much color and just as big a breath and preparation as you would for a G or an F sharp. You've got to bring the color from up in the upper middle all the way up in the bottom to meet the middle. And I need less air and more core of sound. I'm not a voice teacher. I don't know how to tell you to do it, but I can tell you, my twin is up there signaling me. Yeah. But because I love what you do. You are compelling. You are beautiful, compelling. I want you to look at the Carabino arias. I want you to look at Wie du warst. And stay away from the composer for a year or two. Those are pieces you have to have reverence for. But those, the Carabino and everything, I better shut up. But anyway, I really love you, and I love what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, very good. How about Joe?
Yes, I echo the same thing. What a wonderful actress you are. It's fantastic. And I know that that voice of yours can be rich in the parts. It sounds now, and I'm not a singer or a voice teacher or any of those things, but I can hear that there are parts where it's very compelling to me, and then it seems to thin out at other places. But you know how to figure that out. You can go to somebody who can figure that out with you, right? And I agree too with Peter that I think that there are parts in that Britain that just are heavy. Both because of the way they're written vocally and because of the acting demands, and as a sort of actress in your very cells, you're wanting to make it that way, but your voice isn't cooperating with you right now. Whereas in Orlovsky, it does cooperate with you. So great work. Lovely to see you work. And your mind is always going. That's so engaging to us as viewers. Thank you. Bravo.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Angel?
Irena, I appreciate you so much for looking into the camera. Thank you. That helps us to connect with you. I mean, we all already are with you, but when you look into the camera like that, that really draws people in more. I love that so much. Your sound was slightly distorted, and I think the piano might be a bit too close to the speakers, maybe. That's just something to check before the next time you have an audition. Yeah. And I like the background. There's not too much going on. There is stuff going on, but just enough. You know, it's the perfect amount. You're gorgeous to look at. I just loved your whole presentation. If I may, I'm just going to go really quickly. Yes. I'm also not a voice teacher. I'm just a singer who's taken a lot of voice lessons. But I want to suggest to you, maybe if it works, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Yeah. One of the things that helps me with support when I have air escaping and when I'm not really on my support, one thing I'd like to suggest to you, maybe just try to sing your rep, whatever aria it is, on a buzz. That's, you know, because when you're buzzing, buzz through the entire thing. And as you're buzzing, have your hands on your rib cage where you most feel your support. Mine's a little bit below my rib cage where I really feel support. And if ever when you're buzzing, if you have any kind of, if you run out of air or if you feel air escaping through the buzz, that means you're not supporting. That means, and you can be, I said earlier that you need to, that the singers, all of us need to be emotionally connected, which you are. But the thing that will really help, I think, that air from escaping is to not just to be connected with the text, of course, to be connected in your body. Buzzing helps me with that. I know some singers that they don't buzz, they don't do that. But for me, that's something that really just kicks it into the right gear for me. So I hope that's helpful. Bravo to you. Where are you from, if I may ask?
I'm from Slovenia. My dad is from Ghana. So I'm a mixture of Slovene and Ghanaian.
Okay, wonderful. So, where are you now, though?
Yes, I'm in Slovenia. It's 10:40 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I asked. Thank you for staying with us. Bravo, love.
Yes, thank you for staying. Now go to bed. Bravissimo, really. Such a compelling actress. Thank you. Thank you so much, Irena. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to Agostina Migoni. Is she here, Agostina? I love that name. Wow, so beautiful. Agostina.
She is here.
All right, good. Let's get her. Oh, her microphone needs to be turned on.
Okay.
We got her.
Unmuted.
Oh, there she is. Hello, Agostina. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you guys.
Can you tell us what tech you're using over there?
Yes, I am using an Audio-Technica USB-C mic that's plugged into my MacBook Pro.
Okay.
And I'm also plugged into Ethernet. And then I've got 2 soft boxes, and I'm playing my accompaniment track through a JBL wireless speaker.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Please announce your first piece, and we will get started.
I would like to sing Quando me vo from Puccini's La Bohème.
Wonderful. Great, thank you so much. What's the rest of the repertoire list?
I have brought Chacun le sait from Donizetti's La Fille du Régiment, Archifius from Mozart's Di Zabo Fluta, Caro Nome from Verdi's Rigoletto, and What Good Would the Moon Be from Kurt Weill's Street Scene.
Wonderful, thank you. Let's go to Joe.
What good would the moon be, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I've looked in the windows at diamonds. They're beautiful, but they're cold. I've seen Broadway stars in fur coats that cost a fortune so untold. I guess I look nice in diamonds, and sables might add to my charms. But if someone I don't care for would buy them, I'd rather have to love in arms. What good would the moon be unless the right one shared its beams? What good would dreams come true be if love wasn't in those dreams? And a without the right one. What good would the night be without the right lips whispering low? Kiss me, oh darling, kiss me, while the evening stars still glow. No, it won't be a primrose path for me. No, it won't be diamonds and gold, but maybe it will be someone who loves me, someone who loves just me, to have it all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I love your interpretation, and what a fantastic singing actress you are. I'd love to hear the Fille de Regiment too at some point. Really great. Brava. Okay, let's go to Joe since he picked that.
That was beautiful. Wow.
Really beautiful.
Really lovely. And yeah, I'd love to hear some of those other things too, but we don't really have the format to let everybody.
Bummer, right? I wish we had more time. I'd love to hear that.
But Agostina, you are like a singer to the cells of your body. It's so wonderful because you express and you let your voice soar, but you don't ever press it beyond where it's comfortable. And the result is I get so engaged, and it's just very sensual, lovely, meaningful singing. I love it. And hearing you sing in English and understanding everything and feeling like you were just singing to us, that was a great feeling. So I just say brava, do what you're doing. Whoops, yes. Turn off that.
Brava, brava. Yeah. How about Angel, to you?
Okay, Agostina, I loved it so much. I just want, okay, so the first thing I want to say is I like your microphone because I have that mic as well. That's one of the mics that I use when I do my green screen videos, and that's one of the best mics out there, I think. I'm partial to it. So Audio Technica is a great mic to have. Two things from the Quando me vo that I just my own things that jumped out at me. Ricerca. I don't know, Jennifer, I know you've also sung Musetta. I don't know how you feel about that. I understand that it's the character of Musetta, but I feel like in an audition that might catch somebody off guard. If you're in the show doing it with costume and people on stage and all of that, God willing, we get back there to where we're all doing it like that, then I think it wouldn't be as much of a shock. But I think in an audition, it might be best to stick with come scritto and doing it exactly as it is on the page. So just. But
it was one of the things I loved the most.
Was it? Okay. Well, see, there you are. There you are. So it's really a matter of opinion, of taste, or however. That's just something that jumped out to me. That's not to say that I didn't love the aria, because I did. Just one language thing. I know this is not a masterclass. It's just something that jumped out to my ear was you said l'angosce instead of le angosce. Just a little tiny thing. Le angosce. There's no such thing as l'angosce in Italian. Angosce, I think, is on its own without the la is anguish. So I'm just that's what that kind of threw me off for a little bit. But other than that, I loved the Quando me vo, and What Good with the Moonbeam is wonderful. Last thing for me, from one soprano to another, remember I sway a lot. You also have arms that like to be expressive. It's beautiful. You have great arms, but I think maybe you really know when exactly you want to make those movements. One other thing that I'll share with you as a singer, I have a couple of friends who are actors, and they do say that our movements don't have to be as grand on camera because it comes across really big. It's not like when we're on stage, you know? So that's just another thing to look at. I love your voice. Brava, you're beautiful to look at. Wonderful. I like your background as well. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Angel. That's such a great point about the gestures and on the camera, that they don't have to be as big as in the theater. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. Peter, over to you.
Hey there, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm wonderful. That was really, really a pleasure to hear you. You know, these days, there's such specifics in terms of repertoire for people, and people need to be clear of who they are as an artist and a singer, and in terms of their rep. And to me, you're a real soubrette. And it's almost like there aren't enough soubrettes around, because anybody that might even consider really being a soubrette immediately wants to be a lyric coloratura or a dramatic coloratura. And to me, I grew up on Graziella Sciutti, and Riri Grist was my idol. I was lucky enough to have heard Riri Grist do all of her roles at the Met. So to me, it's the art of the soubrette. So I'm going to say Adina, Norina, Despina, Zerlina, all of these, Susanna, all of these roles, you will own them. You will own them. But I want you to be careful of something. And I agree with everything that Angel and Joe said. And Angel, that's a very good point. Sometimes overdoing either the physical or the vocal, either in a room audition or here, will do you a disservice, because it sometimes worries casting people. Maybe will we be able to hone them in and you know, pull that back a bit. So find a, you know, that middle road. Be careful with your top, because your upper middle is really full. But those high notes, I heard the first high note, and you got right off of it. Don't. Put it in, find the pocket, and hold it an extra second longer to ground to the top, which will ground the rest of the voice. And at the end of the piece, you better be careful. Don't over sing as you're building to the end of the aria, because you want to be able to get to that final climactic high note, and you weren't able to hold it. You should have probably started at piano, opened it up and brought it back to a piano. You have the ability to do that. You probably sing D's and E flats in some of the other rep, but Puccini, there's every composer, and then there's Puccini, which I believe is harder than Wagner. I'm serious, and Strauss. Puccini is the hardest of them all. And just because you're a soubrette doesn't mean that Musette will be any easier for you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the nature of how these things are written. I love you. You are a delight. You're a pleasure. You're a true soubrette, and you are generous, and we love that.
Absolutely agree. Thank you so much, Peter. Yeah, and I just want to give a big shout out to Agostina, because she sent literally the best audition videos I saw of all of the 300 people who applied for this this audition panel. I just want to shout out to you, because you did a really great job again. And I sent her an email because I was like, those were the best videos ever. They were so great. So bravo to you, and bravo for the beautiful singing. Really, Peter is right. You are a true soubrette, and we need you.
It's rare.
Opera needs you, and we need that comedic timing that you have, and that spark, and that sparkly champagne voice of yours. So really, bravissima. Thank you so much. Thank you. See you later. We're going to move on to Miss Kaylee Nichols. Are you with us? Is she here? Oh, she's in the waiting room. She's being let in. Here we go. Kaylee. I love that I sing everyone's name. It's like my go-to.
I like that. I do that too.
Why not?
I do it too. Thank God.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
Kaylee, are you with us?
Hello, I think so. Can you hear me?
Wonderful. Yes, we've got you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Awesome, Kaylee.
Hello.
Talk us through your tech over there, what you've got going on.
Yeah, so I am recording on a tripod and an iPad, and then I have a Shure MV88 Plus microphone plugged in for sound.
Wonderful. Thank you. Please announce your first piece and we'll get started.
Yeah, so I will be starting with Sein wir wieder gut from Ariadne auf Naxos. And one thing that I want to mention very quickly is that if my headphones are off, I can't hear you. So I'll have to come back and just put my headphones back on really quick. So
no
just
worries.
letting you guys know.
We'll
that.
wait for you.
Thank you.
Seien wir wieder gut. Ich sehe jetzt alles mit
let her get her headphones. Wonderful, fantastic. Okay, Peter, I'm coming to you, just so you know.
Are you coming to me?
Yes, I'm coming to you.
All right.
Kaylee, did you get your headphones?
Hey, Kaylee, how are you?
All right.
I'm
Kaylee.
doing well. How are you?
Thank you, sweetheart. You did awesome. Can you tell us what the rest of the repertoire list is?
Yes, I have Alla Flito from Roberto Devera. I have Violin Aria from Tales of Hoffmann, De Per Questo Istante Solo from La Clemenza di Tito, and Minsk Woman's Aria from Flight.
Awesome. Okay, Peter, all you.
Maybe at some point in the middle of the De Per Questo, some Mozart would really be wonderful.
That would be great.
I know the aria is extremely long, unless we could hear the whole thing. Jennifer, what do you think?
In the middle, about 4 minutes would be awesome.
Yeah, from the middle to the end would be wonderful, Kaylee.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll find the place.
Yeah, just find the place that you're comfortable with. Maybe the repeat of the De Per Questo. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, great.
Thank you.
So great that you have the setup to like find the place in the track and like make it happen. I love it. Fantastic.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
Here we are with jazz hands. Jazz hands.
Even just, I feel bad already. Even just asking them all to have 5 tracks that they have to deal with. I mean, it's
right. Yeah.
My brain can't handle it.
I think it's great because we're all getting used to it. It becomes easier and easier the more we do it. So I think it's a wonderful process, and I applaud you, Jennifer, and Ryan and Joe. Thank you for this program.
Thank you.
Possible. It's such an honor to be here. It really is.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is a blast. I'm loving it. Kaylee, are you ready? Is she there? I can't find her in my gallery. Oh, there she is.
She's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw her put her headphones down, so she must be almost ready. You good?
Evolution.
Ready?
I am ready, so I'm going to start. I did this yesterday.
Wonderful.
Too.
Thank you. Fabulous.
Starting just a little bit before the second time I sing
Thank you.
Good Quest.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kaylee.
Questo cor
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Great. Peter, I'm going to come to you first as soon as Kaylee puts her headphones on. There she is. Brava, Kaylee. Thank you so
We're all
much.
good.
Fantastic.
Thank
We're
you.
going to go to Peter first since he picked that.
Thank you. Thank you. Kaylee, I really love your voice. I mean, you're an authentic high lyric mezzo. And I always say there's a hair between a high lyric mezzo and a lyric soprano to begin with. I believe that. But having said that, I believe you're a true high lyric mezzo. I love the color of your voice and I love the sound of your voice. Here's what I want to say to you. The composer, and we've said this already once today, but I'm going to repeat it. And I hope I don't bore my colleagues. This is a soprano role, the composer. It's also one of those arias that is the pinnacle. It's not a great starting aria because once you start, there's no looking back. You know how with certain arias like the aria we just did, the De Per Questo, you are in it, but you have the time to know what you're doing and make decisions. With the composer, there's no looking back. And it's almost like if it's not where you want it to be, then you're stuck. If it's not a composer day, you know what I'm saying? There are certain days that aren't perfect for certain arias. Having said that, a lot of what you did in the composer, I loved. The first page and a half was undersung and therefore flat. Do you tape yourself and listen to yourself? There was a lot of flat singing. Ironically, as soon as the piece went into overdrive and you were forced to sing into your voice, it got better and you made smarter choices and the pitch clicked right in. I don't think it's an ear thing. I think it's a support thing. We're talking about breathing and support all day today, dealing with nerves, adrenaline, breathing support. I want you to start thinking about, even in the De Per Questo, there were moments in the very lower middle part where the pitch was a little curious, not because it was your ear. I don't believe you were supporting enough, and we've said this a few times today. Just because it's in the lower middle voice doesn't mean you shouldn't support it just as much and treat it with just as much care and vocal energy and articulation and phonation. You know, in the beginning of the composer, it wasn't phonating to the end of the phrase, therefore pitch was dropping off and it was petering out. I love that phrase. What I'm saying, having said all of that spilkus that I just said, you have a wonderful voice. I'm crazy about your voice. You look beautiful. I want you to dig in and find a little more decisions in terms of your dramatic. I better shut up. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Angel, over to you.
I wrote two words, well, I guess 3 words. I wrote, she's fantastic. And Kaylee, I love the whole thing. I love your presentation. I love your voice. I agree with Peter that what I was going to say was energy. I think it was just a matter of energy and how you want to start. That's really difficult for all of us singers in the beginning of the audition. As we get more comfortable, as the audition progresses, we usually feel more comfortable, I should say. But I loved it so much. Brava.
Thank you. Thank you, Angel.
Thank
Joe?
you.
I agree. Beautiful singing. And I agree with Peter. Kaylee, if we had to focus in on one thing, I think specific acting choices will really empower you a lot. It's clear that you know what you're singing about and you do emote and you do communicate. Being specific will help you. And especially in the end of a Mozart aria when the same text is repeated 6 or 8 times. I think Mozart will help you because if you see a phrase written in different ways and just play around with, well, what could those different musical ways of setting the same text mean? Instead of imposing on the text, you probably find a lot of the answers in the music already. But saying that, I mean, you do understand these things. It's clear that you sing with a lot of understanding and a lot of love for the character and the music, and you have a gorgeous voice. So keep up the great stuff. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kaylee. Fantastic
Thank
work.
you.
And I just want to tell everyone that's watching the Zoom right now, Kaylee has a really good mezzo friend who's actually up in the chat, Aaron Mole, who we've also heard, who are both fantastic mezzos. They have been doing mock trial auditions for each other on Zoom, getting their setup ready, getting their mic together, and giving each other feedback this week leading up to Kaylee's leading up to Kaylee's audition. So I just wanted to let everyone know that that's a really great idea.
Yes.
You know, it's really fantastic to get feedback from your friends, from your colleagues to say, you know what, your mic is a little low. Let's flip it up a little bit, because you don't know, you know, you could run a Zoom test and on the other end, we could hear nothing, you know? So I just wanted to put that out there and give you a shout out, Kaylee and Aaron, for the fantastic work you guys have been doing this week, sort of leading up to the audition panel. So bravo to you guys.
Beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Kaylee. Let us go to our last singer today, and our tenor, Moisés Salazar. Moisés is in, I saw in the waiting room. Has he joined us? Is he here? Moisés?
He is.
Yes, wonderful. Great. Hi, Moisés. Hi, hon.
How are you?
Great. Thank you. How are you?
Doing pretty well.
Good. All right. Tell us about your tech over there today.
Okay, so my tech, I am running a MXL 2008 condenser microphone, and I'm running that into a Motu MK4 ultralight audio interface, and right into my computer. My plan was to run my track into that as well, but I was gonna have to wear big earphones, so I switched over to a speaker. So that's what I'm using, the speaker.
Fabulous. Wow, that's a lot. Thank you so much for running that down for us. Okay, let us know what you'd like to start with, and we'll get going.
Awesome. I would like to start with Torna ai felici di from Puccini's Le Villi.
Wonderful.
I just had it. There we go. Okay.
Tornai felici di, dolente il mio pensier, ride del maggio i fior. Fiori all'amor, fiori a per me l'amor. Tornai felici di, dolente il mio pensier, ride del maggio i fior. A fiori a per me l'amor, a fiori a per me l'amor, fiori all'amor. Ride ogni fior, fiori a per me l'amor, or tutto si coprì di mister. Or tutto si coprì di lugubre mister, ed io non ho nel cor che tristezza
Thank you so much. I'm gonna just go cry now. Let's go take a second. Okay, Moisés, can you tell us what the rest of the repertoire list is?
Yeah, I have Notte per questa notte from I Due Foscari by Verdi. I also have Klein Zach from the Tales of Hoffmann by Offenbach. I have I Know That You All Hate Me from The Saint of Bleecker Street by Menotti, and I have No Puede Ser from La Taberna del Puerto by Saro Sobar.
Okay, we're gonna go to Angel for the last one.
I couldn't actually hear everything. I couldn't actually hear everything you were saying.
Yeah, sorry.
He has I Due Foscari.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
He has I Due Foscari. He's got Klein Zach from
Tales of Hoffmann?
Yeah, Bleecker Street. I Know That You All Hate Me, and Non Puede Ser.
Okay, Peter, Joe, what do you think? I'm sorry, Jennifer. I just have to. I'm never good at that.
I know you all hate me from the middle to the end, but that's just my thought. Joe, what are you thinking?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's do it from the middle, Moisés. If you can make your track.
They say that the Italian shore blooms like a garden or something like that.
Perfect. Exactly what I was thinking. Yes. Perfect spot.
Oh my God! Now all of us are sharing a brain.
All the riches to go around.
Fantastic. All right.
All right, I'm gonna back it up just a hair. My home, where is my home? They tell me that the Italian shore blooms like a garden. They tell me that nowhere the sea so blue, that towns are built of stone older than sorrow, where men still live and die, yes, very poor, but proud. Perhaps if I could see just once that sad, sweet country, I would be proud to say I am Italian, and would forget your race. Take your wine.
Well then.
Yeah, that's a great way
Thank you.
to finish off today. That's
Yes, let's do that. Joe, let's go right to you.
Well, it's so wonderful to hear you sing. It makes my non-singer body feel good. You know, it's like when you see Baryshnikov on stage, you feel like you can dance. And you sing and everything connects up right, and it's beautiful and it's so moving, and you care about every line. Wonderful. Can I offer you anything? No, not really, except to say, I think when you're singing anything online like this, if you just kind of look down and look away, we lose connection with you. Better to let us see in your eyes, oh, I've said this, but now I've got to say that, just so that those connections, even when they're not vocal, take us through the stories that you're telling so beautifully. But all I really say is bravo, 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 bravissimo. Wonderful.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Peter, how about you?
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm so happy to hear you. Your voice, legato, there was just so much style and beauty, and I was swooning from that beautiful legato that you have. I just love your instrument. But you know, we're here to throw ideas around. I kept thinking, why no Mozart? And also, una furtiva, quanto bella, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to hear you sing that kind of stuff. I just have a feeling. Do you sing those arias? Do you sing Mozart? Do you say, okay, because that's what I love, your kind of voice. Now, also, I'm going to talk about something technical. I'm not a teacher. I'm just going to say, you can take it for whatever it is. I would love to hear more squillo in your extreme top. I'm hearing a little more air than squillo, and it's up to about an A flat. You keep this natural squillo, but when you go above, you're pushing a lot of air. I'm hearing you push a lot of air, and I'm thinking it's only a technical choice, and I have to respect that if it works easier and better for you that way, then it was only what I'm asking for, and it's the only reason we're here. I love everything about what you're doing. You're musical, and it's beautiful, and it's classy, and it's elegant, but I'd like more squillo from an A natural up.
Okay, thank you.
But really, exquisite singing.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Peter. And Angel, we'll finish up with you.
Okay, no pressure. Moisés, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I love your voice. I hope that I get to sing with you one day.
Oh,
you just have just really lovely, and like the definition of bel canto singing, I feel. What an honor to hear all of the singers today. It's such a pleasure for me. The one thing I would just suggest is your music, and that is that it's a little bit soft, or I don't know if it's just my speaker, but I had a little bit of a tough time hearing the music with you. And so at times it would kind of fall out. Also, I wanted to suggest, are you using, if not, if you don't have an Ethernet cord, maybe you can get one. Are you using connected into an Ethernet cable?
Not at the moment. My computer doesn't have the Ethernet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, in the future, if you're doing an audition, that might be something nice to invest in. But I think that your setup is really great. And it was just really a pleasure to hear you today. Thank you for this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Angel. Moisés, I second Angel. I want to sing Trovatore with you someday, so when you get there, you let me know, okay? I want to hear that Pira so bad.
Yeah, right.
Bravi tutti, bravi. Wow, Moisés, thank you so much.
Bravo.
Everyone, what incredible singing we have had today.
Yeah.
I think this first live audition panel was a success. I'm excited about it. Peter Randsman, Angel Blue, Joe Illick, thank you, all three of you, so much for giving of your Saturday afternoon today to hear these young singers, to give them your feedback and your expertise and your advice. I appreciate it so much. I know the 12 singers appreciate it so much. I am sure everyone here on Zoom also appreciates it so much. So thank you all. I give you a big round of applause. Thank you so much.
This is great.
Thank you. Everyone at Fort Worth Opera thanks you. I mean, really, thank you so much. So I always like to give a little teaser for what's happening next week. Next week, we have our second virtual audition panel, and it is our complete YAP panel. So all of the singers are in their 20s, coming out of college, going into Young Artist Program. We have Jennifer Johnson Cano, mezzo-soprano, who will be with us, and her husband, Christopher Cano, who runs the Young Artist Program at Arizona Opera. We will have Jesse Martins, who is the interim director of the YAP program at Sarasota Opera, and we will have Lisa Hassan, who is the director of the YAP program at Des Moines Metro Opera, as well as Kentucky Opera. So 4 birds with 1 stone. Love it. Can't wait. We're very excited for our young singers next weekend. And I want to thank you all so much. Remember, again, all of this is free and we could not do it without your donations. So please keep those donations coming. We appreciate all of you so much. Fort Worth Opera appreciates you. Everyone at Fort Worth Opera appreciates you. I appreciate you. The singers appreciate you. Everybody appreciates you. So thank you so much for that. And please keep those donations coming. Ryan, I'm going to throw it back to you to close it out. Thank you to everybody on Zoom. Thank you to our wonderful panel. Thank you, Facebook. We love you.
Ryan.
Angel, Peter, Joe, thank you for being with us today. You all are such a gift to this business. And from everybody in this whole Fort Worth Opera family, I just want you to know how really grateful we are that you were here today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Rye.
Much.
It was an honor to share this panel with you guys.
Thank you.
Jennifer, much love to you and big congratulations for bringing this idea to life, because
my brainchild happened.
So awesome. Bravi to our 12 incredible singers today. So many moments of beauty this afternoon. God above, I love this art form, and I thank you for moving me today. So thank you to everybody out there in Zoom and Facebook watching us today. And I thank you for your support, and we hope that you have a fabulous weekend. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Weekend.
See you next weekend. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.